In today's video, I'm going to share an unboxing and first impressions of my new Givenchy Medium Antigona bag. I purchased this bag pre-loved from Fashionphile, and it's actually my first time purchasing a bag pre-loved. I've really admired the Antigona bag for quite some time and have actually only seen it in person once about 6 months ago when I was shopping for a new handbag. But I didn't get the bag at that time. I got my Louis Vuitton Kensington bag instead. But I did decide that I wanted to add a bag to my collection that I could carry throughout the work week that did have a little bit more capacity than my Kensington has. So I did decide to go the pre-loved route just because, for one, the medium Antigonas are pretty pricey, but two, it seems like you can get some pretty good deals if you're willing to go the pre-loved route. So I'd been looking on Fashionphile and some other sites for a while, and when this one came up, I felt like it was a really good deal. I bought it for less than half of what it was brand new, and so I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and purchase it. So here's the humongous box that it came in. It actually came a little bit crumpled from UPS, but I don't think that's probably done anything inside, and so I'm just now getting into it. But my husband did go ahead and cut open the box for me. I kind of suck with sharp things, so most of the time we'll go ahead and at least open the box for me so I don't have to use the scissors or razor blade or whatever. So I opened the box. It is a nice touch that Fashionphile does have their own custom boxes with the Fashionphile logo on it. And then they've done a really cute job putting in some tissue paper that they've just cut up into streamers. Then I've got just a cute little thank you card, an envelope which probably has my invoice or receipt in it. Just some information about them, reminding me that I can always sell it back, letting me know that it is certified, and then yes, a copy of my invoice. And then they also gave me some Fashionphile swag, which, wouldn't you guess, is a nail file. Get it? Fashionphile. So that's pretty cute. But now let's go ahead and get into the bag itself. So it's covered in tissue. And then this one did come with the Givenchy dust bag, which I knew when I was purchasing it because it did share that it came in that. It does look like the dust bag has a little bit of staining and stuff on it. Not really a big deal because it's a dust bag. And just so you know, this bag was listed as excellent condition. It did mention having a couple of scuffs, a little bit of glue residue, and a little bit of scuffing on the hardware, and then a pin mark on it, which I could see in the pictures very clearly. But it was listed as excellent, so I do expect the bag to be in pretty good condition. All right, so she is beautiful. So one of the things that attracted me to this bag is this color combination. It's a tricolor. So it's got the dark gray and the smooth calfskin. I actually thought if I got an Antigona, I would probably want the sugar goat skin just because it's a little bit stiffer, firmer, textured leather, and I think it would show wear even less, but the colors of this, I didn't care about getting the goat skin anymore. So the calfskin here in the dark gray, then it's got some trim around basically just kind of the outline edges of the bag in the lighter gray, and then the handles, the part right here, and then the piping, and then the strap are all in a nice mahogany leather. And then it has gold hardware. And this is a color combination that I'd not actually ever seen before. I'd seen the tricolor bag with the white, camel, and black, and really liked that. I just didn't think I probably wanted a bag that was primarily camel, just because if I'm going to use this as a work bag, I'm probably going to travel with it, and if I'm putting it up under airline seats and things like that, I don't want to have to worry about it getting stuff on it and showing. So when I saw this color combination, I love how it mixes the gray and the brown, makes it very, very versatile, and also gives it a little bit of interest beyond just a solid color bag, which I love the solid colored ones too, but this one just got me excited. So I'm just gonna look it over real quick. So right away, I've got a couple of initial mixed feelings about this. So first of all, the pin mark is very, very minor. It looks exactly like they portrayed it in the picture. Not a big deal at all. I can see where the couple of scuffs are on the bag, and once again, they aren't any big deal. They do not bother me whatsoever in the least. However, something that I do think is maybe just a little bit interesting is along, especially this side right here, there is what I'm assuming is what they call the glue. And although they did have pictures of this on the website, it feels a little more prominent in person than it appeared on the website. And so I can kind of question whether I would call something with this amount of glue showing still in excellent condition. But I guess if you think of condition being the wear of the bag, this isn't really wear. This to me is more like a manufacturer's defect. So I don't know if the person that had this before bought this brand new, or if they bought it as kind of maybe a manufacturer's defect kind of bag. But if I was buying this bag new, I would have never purchased it with this amount of glue going down it. Now, I don't know if I can take something to it and maybe see if I can remove some of that. I might start with a very inconspicuous spot first, but that's just kind of my first like, I don't know if I'm completely pleased with that. But the reality is probably nobody else would even notice. So I'll just have to think about that as I'm playing with it, trying it on, trying my stuff in it, etc. The inside of it does look great. What I like about this is it is just basically a huge interior kit with a lot of room to put stuff. It's got one zip pocket on the back on one side, and then on the other side it has a slip pocket, and then another slip pocket that has a slight gusset, so you could maybe put your sunglasses or eyeglasses or something that's a little bit more round. You could kind of tuck that in and have that fit really well. So one of the other things that I really liked about the Antigona is I love that it's a top handle bag. I really enjoy carrying things by the handles or putting my arm through and wearing it on the crook of my arm, but it also does have a strap. And I think one of the reasons why I wasn't entirely sure about purchasing this 6 months ago when I saw it in person was the strap is kind of short and the handles are pretty stiff. They stay standing. And so when I tried it on, I wasn't too sure if that would be very comfortable, because I definitely will want to use it with the strap from time to time, especially when it's a little bit heavier, if I'm traveling and I need to be hands-free. I will want that option. And so I think at the time it felt a little awkward to be able to put my arm through that and have the straps kind of right there, especially if you're wearing bulkier clothes, like in the winter if you're wearing a coat or something. But, you know, after purchasing the other Kensington bag, but still thinking about the Antigona for another 6 months, I think I've decided that I will probably try to get over that. So one other thing, I'll just point out these tags right here. These are the tags that came on the bag from Fashionphile. It just confirms what the bag is, but then is also basically reminding me that if I remove these tags, then I cannot return the bag at the price for what I paid. So I've been mentioning some of my reservations with why I didn't purchase this 6 months ago. So one of the reasons that I did go ahead and decide to give it another try is because when you're purchasing from Fashionphile, it really is a risk-free kind of situation. Of course, they guarantee the authenticity of all of their bags, but they also offer free shipping, very hassle-free returns. And so I think you have 30 days to make a return as long as you haven't taken these tags off. So because this is such an interesting color combination that I haven't seen before, and I'd still been thinking about the bag, I thought it was okay to go ahead and order it, send it home, and allow me to actually try it with my stuff, you know, kind of wear it around the house and really see if I think it's going to be comfortable to wear or not. So now I'm going to actually try some of my stuff in it to show you what all this bag can fit, and also just to see how it's going to work for me. So one of the reasons that I was looking for a little bit bigger bag is I do carry my Kensington on an everyday basis for work. It fits what I need most of the time, but every once in a while I do want something just a little bit larger. Now, because my Kensington bag is canvas, it's not quite as heavy, and so that made a lot of sense. This bag is a little bit heavy on its own without anything in it. I think I looked it up, and the tricolor ones, because they have all the additional panels and stitching and all, do weigh, I think, close to 3.5 pounds. That's just empty without anything in it. But sometimes I need to be able to carry some things for work that I can't get into my Kensington. And so at that point, I have to carry 2 different bags. And I find that to be a little bit annoying. Every once in a while, I want to be able to put it all in one bag. So really, the big thing there is I want to be able to carry file folders, my notebook that I use for taking notes for work, and possibly even my laptop. So one of the things that I had a hard time gauging was whether my laptop was going to fit in this bag. And the reason being, when I have viewed other YouTube videos and people are sharing whether laptops fit, they're always sharing cute MacBooks. That's not the kind of laptop I have for work. I don't get to choose my laptop at work. They purchase Dell because I work in a corporation, and the reality is this is an actual PC that works better for the kind of business things that, I do and other people at work do. And when I see other people put cute little MacBooks in bags, that really doesn't help me because this is a little bit bigger, heavier than a MacBook. So this is a Dell laptop, 15-inch. You can see it's a little bit wider than a lot of the thin MacBooks. And when I took the measurements of this and compared it to the measurements of this, it does technically fit. But the thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is, am I going to be able to get this in and out easily from this bag? Because the opening of this bag doesn't open very wide. It's not big like a tote or something like that. So that is one of the first things that I'm really interested to see. And that does fit in there. I can still zip up the bag really easily. So that's not a problem at all. Definitely starts to get a little weighty at that point because I think my laptop's a good like 2 pounds in and of itself. So that's over 5 pounds right there. So that does fit. Also, I need to be able to carry around file folders. So I think the file folder is about the same size as the laptop. So yeah, that fits in there without any problem as well. Can still zip it up. But the other thing is I typically carry around something for notes. I like to take notes handwritten. Even though I'm actually in IT, you would think I would use my laptop and OneNote or something like that to take notes. I actually find that the physical act of writing something down helps me remember, and it's just not the same typing it out or even using like a stylus or something like that to take notes. So I'm still analog with this. Now I don't always have a notepad that's this large, but this is just what I've been carrying most recently. This is a little bit wider than my laptop, so I'm not sure how this is going to fit, but that actually does fit as well. So I can get all of those items in there without any problem when there's nothing else in the bag and still be able to zip it. So that's really nice. Now what I want to see is if I can take the contents of my Kensington, which are the other items that I carry on an everyday basis, get them in here and still be able to maneuver things around and get in and out easily. And here is my Kensington, which really does have quite a large capacity, even though it doesn't look like a huge bag, because if you look at the base, it is pretty large, not quite as large as this one, which I can't show you because that's too heavy to do one-handed, but it does taper up. So it does have, I think, a little bit more streamlined of a look than the Antigona does, and does hold quite a bit, but like I said, not quite as much as I want. So let me go ahead and take some of the contents from this and see how they work in here. So the first thing is my bullet journal, which this is what I keep more personal information in, not work information. So this is something I like to carry on an everyday basis. So I'll just slip this in. Then my Louis Vuitton Pochette accessoire or accessories bag. This just contains all of my makeup that I carry. And I think I'm going to put that standing on its side. And I have a thing of mints, because gotta have good breath. Then tissues. Then my coin purse, which at this point I'm kind of setting things on top of some of the other things that are in there. So I am definitely starting to get full. And then this is just another cosmetic pouch that I use as a keep-all for just all that various crap that otherwise would float around in your bag. Whether it's pins, earbuds, a USB drive, just all, little slips of paper, just all that various stuff. So let's see how this is gonna fit. Now at this point, I'm definitely getting pretty full. So I might have to do a little bit of rearranging. Maybe I should have put this in first, but I was just taking things out in the order that was easiest to take out. Okay, so I can get that in there. And now, but yes, I'm definitely getting full at this point, and the bag is definitely heavy at that point. So I've got that in there. Just have a couple more items. Eyeglasses case, my cell phone, my badge for work, my mini wallet, which is pretty much all I carry now is a mini wallet, because on the weekends I like to be able to slip into smaller bags, and so I just always carry a mini wallet. Then my keys, and then I've got some random slips of paper, but I'm not going to worry with those. But otherwise, that's all that's left in here. So let's see how I can do getting these in. So for the phone, I'm going to put that in the one slip pocket that was a little bit more flat. That'll always be easy to get out. For my eyeglasses, can't quite get that into that other pocket without stretching it out, so I don't think I'm going to do that. So at this point, I would like to stand those up on the side, but I don't think I have the ability to do that. Okay, so I did get that in. And then I think for these small items, I typically keep these in a side pocket or a zip pocket just to keep them someplace with a little bit easier access, so that's what I'm going to do here as well. So that's on this side. All right, so definitely took a little finagling to figure out how to get everything in, but I do have it in, and I can still zip the bag without any problems. Now, the bag is quite heavy, so that's definitely something that I will just have to carry this around and make sure it's comfortable for me to actually have this amount of weight in one bag. Now, I do carry around this amount of weight from time to time anyway, but it is typically distributed between two bags. Now, a lot of times I will have that on the same side of my body, so I won't have like one on one shoulder and one on the other. They'll be both on the same side of my body. It's just not all in one bag, so that's going to be a little interesting for me to try. But the other thing that I need to see is, now that I've got everything in, how easy is it for me to get the things out that I need? So for instance, if I'm carrying this on a work trip down to one of our other office locations, and I want to be able to take this, so I've got everything in one bag, I'll need to be able to take my laptop, and I'll be going from meeting to meeting, and I'll need to be able to get in and out of this. So, how easy is it going to be for, once I have this crammed in, to get something out like my laptop? So that wasn't too bad getting out, but now, how easy is it going to be for me to get this back in with everything kind of crammed in like it is? Let's see if I can get that back in very easily. So that definitely becomes a little bit harder, because the opening of the bag is not quite as wide once I have other stuff, and it's not allowing me the flexibility to open it, but I did get it back in. So this is just something that I'm probably going to have to play with over the next week or two while I'm at home, and just practice getting in and out of it and seeing, is that something that I'm actually going to want to do? And like I said, I'll also have to think about the weight. But now I'll go ahead and insert a couple of modeling shots so you can see how this bag looks on, because it is quite a large bag, and I'm a little bit more petite, small framed. I'm tall at 5'7", but I'm thin, and so definitely, I knew when I tried it on 6 months ago in person that it does kind of overwhelm my frame just a little bit, but I'm used to carrying big bags, so that doesn't really bother me, but you might want to get an idea of how that looks. So I'll go ahead and insert that now. All right, so there you have my unboxing and first impressions of my Givenchy Medium Antigona bag. Overall, I think the experience with Fashionphile has been really positive. Like I said, the only thing that gave me a little bit of pause was whether I would call this excellent condition based on the glue residue, but I don't really blame Fashionphile for marking it that way, because that's not really a sign of wear. I think that's just more of an interesting manufacturer's oddity than anything else. But otherwise, that has been great, and I would not hesitate to purchase another bag from Fashionphile. If I do return this bag, then I'll get to learn a little bit about how their return process works, but I am expecting that to be easy if I need to do that. And then if I do decide to keep this and then want to sell it for like the next 180 days, they already have a price that they have guaranteed that they would buy it back for, which is about, I think it was about 2/3 of what I paid for it. So I know I can sell it back within, 6 months or whatever and get 2/3 of my money back. And then of course I could always sell it back later and you know, depending on what condition I had it in at that point, get a good bit of my money back out. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really feels good to know that people enjoy my videos and find value in them. If you haven't subscribed, then please go ahead and do that and hit the notification bell. And until next time, bye.